Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today is my last full day in China, and what better way to spend it than going to the Great Wall of China. I'm going to the Jinshanling section of the wall. It's more wild, less touristy, sounds perfect for me. However, it's about 140 kilometers away from Beijing, about 2.5 hour drive. You need to leave super early because of that. So it's currently 6 a.m. and I'm heading to where I believe the buses depart. I try to find some information. A lot says there's a daily bus, a lot says the bus only runs on the weekends. It's a Tuesday, so I'm heading to that area now. Hopefully I'll find some way to get to Jinshanling Great Wall. Okay, so I've just arrived at the bus station. Now, there's a bit of information about buses to all the different Great Walls, so I'm wanting to go here, Jinshanling Great Wall. 8 o'clock it tells me, even though online what I saw was 7 o'clock. But, of course, because it's nearly 7, it's completely closed. Okay, so I just talked to this lady here, and apparently well, no English, but apparently the bus is gonna come here right next to it, so I'm gonna have to wait an hour here for the bus. Okay, so no luck. I've been waiting for an hour. The lady that helped me did not help me in the end, because she pointed to where I needed to be, and then she came to me just now, 5 minutes before the bus is meant to go. Well, she tried, but she doesn't speak English, so she asked another Chinese man who spoke very good English, and in the end he had to call the company, and they said no one's booked, there's no bus coming, you need to book in advance. I've just been at this station for an hour and a half wasting my time. It looks like there might be one other option. I can get a bus to Beijing Watertown, and then I can get a short taxi there. So that's what I'm going to do. I think bus will be leaving soon, so I want to hurry. If not, I might just have to go to another section of the Great Wall. Okay, so I just went to another bus station behind me, like Domjiamen Way, and there's a sign saying from there to Beijing Watertown express bus. So there was two ladies at the front. I showed them, they translated, cross the road, go 200 meters left. So hopefully they gave me correct information. Let's see. Okay, good news is I found the bus stop, and this is where I'm going. Unfortunately, it's at 9 o'clock, so I have to wait another 45 minutes here. Okay, so at the bus stop, people have now come, they've put some signs out. The bus has arrived, still have to wait 15-20 minutes I think, but very good signs finally. Okay, the bus has finally started moving. It didn't go smoothly, they only accepted cash, so no Alipay or WeChat, so had to work together with other people, had cash, transfer money, but the bus has finally started, so we're on our way after 3 hours. Okay, so I finally arrived at Gubei Watertown, or Beijing Watertown. Looks very nice scenery, and I'm just waiting for a Didi to pick me up and take me to the Jinshanling Great Wall. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be going to the Great Wall today. I've tried to book a Didi. The Didi driver came and tried to charge me a lot more, saying it's cross-provincial, whatever. It's a 25-minute drive away, and they're trying to charge me more than double the price. So I didn't take that. Talked to another one, he tries the same, so I think all the taxi Didi drivers are all in it together here. Okay, I really think things change fast here. So 1 second ago I said that I wasn't going to go and I was going to check out the Watertown, and I started walking there and then saw that the entrance ticket's 150 yuan. So I was thinking, well, I don't even really know anything about it, that's not why I came. So I should probably spend the 100 for the taxi and 65 for the entrance. So 165 rather than 150 for something that isn't the reason why I'm here. So I found a Didi or taxi or whatever, and we eventually negotiated to 100, which I still think is way too much. His reasons were no customers on the way back, which I agree. But then the traffic jams and it's gonna take him longer to get back. And on the way, I think I passed maybe 5 or 10 cars the whole time. There was definitely no traffic jam. But thankfully, to his credit, he ended up only charging me 80. So that was nice and honest of him eventually. But could have saved a lot of time and energy by just saying 80 in the first place. It's taken me exactly 6 hours since I left my accommodation to get here. So I know it's going to be worth it. The Essential Great Wall, 2 hours. It shows you what there is. Great Wall for photographers, 2.5. The 3 must-sees of the Great Wall. So I might try and do this one. Now, I have to leave here in about 4.5 hours. So that gives me time because I have a train back to Beijing at 5:20. I'm sure also getting a taxi to the train station is not going to be simple either. Okay, so I'm also on a shuttle, and that was 10 yuan one way. Save a bit of time for me to spend more time at the Great Wall. So first thing I notice is that it is super quiet. There's hardly any people, although they're probably finished by now or up on the wall since I arrived so late. So I can already see part of the Great Wall up ahead on the mountain, on the hilltop. We started here, got the shuttle from here to here, so nothing. Then walked here, checked my ticket, we went past the cable car, we're up here now. I'm gonna go to Brick Crenel, walk all the way along to East 5 Tower, and go to the East Gate, where I think there's a shuttle that will take me back, but maybe I can just try and get a taxi to the train station there. We'll see. So I'm interested to see what the path is like, because from what I've read, it's not well looked after compared to other parts. Okay, so this is going to the west, which we're not going to go that way. We're going to the east gate. We're going all the way up there, and I'm sure even further. And the quality of the stone, or whatever you want to call it, it's quite decent here. However, it's very uneven. So you can see these ones are like 2 bricks high. Then here we've got 1 brick high. So when you're walking, you have to be careful. So here we've got Lishi Hole, and it was to make sure soldiers can observe the enemy's situation. So if the enemy was down here, it'd be very hard to look over the top. So they put a hole so they can see what's happening down below. Then they could put mines and other objects through it and attack them from below as well. Great idea. Wow, so this is behind me. So goes up all the way across, all the way there. So I can only imagine how much further this is going to go, because remember, this part of the wall is nearly 11 kilometers long. Okay, so here we got an offshoot of like the Great Wall. So this is considered like the buttress wall, because it's extended from the Great Wall and it's used to connect to a horse track. So this is considered like a horse blocking wall. So they built these square blocks to block the enemy army's horses, so they wouldn't have like a free charge they could obviously get through it, maybe jump or whatever, but it's going to slow them down to give the defenders more of a chance to kill the horses or kill the soldiers. So another great defense strategy by the Chinese. Okay, so this is the open tower, so people can look and see from all angles. Oh, I have to be careful. Oh my god, it's so small. So it just goes down until here, and then that's where it would connect to a horse track, I guess. There's must be some, well, maybe there was some sort of old track back there. Okay, so we're back on the main part of the Great Wall, and here we got 5 batteries. So these were used to attack the attackers from a longer distance. They could be in here, they'd have their weapons looking through here and attack them through there, and they'd be well protected. A second part of it is that it narrows this part of the wall, so it's going to be very difficult for horses to come up here. How's a horse going to get up these stairs? I'm struggling to get up them. Wow, look at the view. It's beautiful. Rugged. The wall going along the ridgeline. Bigger mountains in the back. A nice day. It was meant to be 35, I thought. My weather app must be wrong, because it's definitely not that hot. It's like probably 25. So we're going to be walking down there, and look, it goes up there, and then it goes all the way along right up to the top of this mountain here. So we're not going to be walking all that way, but Jesus. There are some people here, but it feels like I've got this whole place to myself. Like, I've seen, this is why I wanted to come here. It's the least touristy section of the Great Wall from Beijing, and I've just seen the videos and photos from the other sections like Mutnahu and Badaling, and it just looks horrible with all the people there, and like you can't even walk, and it's so commercialized. Like, they have a toboggan and everything like that. So I know I wouldn't enjoy that, but here I feel like I've got it all to myself and loving it. Yes, it did take me 6 hours to get here, so it was a big effort, but I will explain what I would suggest the best thing to do at the end of the video. Okay, so here there's a bit more innovation. So here at the top of the wall, it's like triangular. Now, apparently most of the other walls, it's square. I don't know if that's true, but this is what the signs are telling me. Now, this was built like this to make it safer to protect the defenders and easier to attack the attackers, because you could have a weapon or whatever and go at an angle down here and you'd still be protected from up here. Whereas if it was flat, you would have to lean over more and you'd open yourself up to injury or death. And this is another place, like the Summit Palace. They have maps everywhere, smaller maps, bigger maps, and then a lot of information along the place in both Chinese and English. And here you can see the difference where it's been renovated, I guess. So this obviously the older bricks, lots of gaps in between, and then now it's very even and nice, but maybe it's also from earthquakes. And here you can see 4 water blocking, well, sets of bricks. So the water would come rushing down the wall, and then it would get pushed out through the holes to try to prevent the wall from flooding. Look at this steep section. I'm sure the camera doesn't do it justice, but it goes right up like a cliff face almost. So I think we're at one of the higher watchtowers. So you get a great view of the Great Wall, and I can see it all the way to that far ridgeline there. I don't know if it goes any further than that. Wow, and here we've got our first parts of the wall where you can, where it's really showing its age. So here it's got a big hole in the wall, and again along here it's missing part of the wall. I guess this maybe this was a little bit higher as well, but here, look, a quarter of the watchtower is missing. It's like a bomb has blown it apart. I wonder if it's just due to its age or earthquake. And more parts of this wall here. I can see the next watchtower, it's missing part of the roof of it. And also the path is becoming less maintained. So here, like, all bricks and blocks are missing. It's very uneven now. So we're getting to the real rugged part of Jinshanling Great Wall. It makes it feel more real that I'm closer to the original Great Wall of China. Wow, look at this sign. Ahead is the original intact section of the Great Wall, and it hasn't been changed or renovated at all. So this is going to be the best part. Now it's going to be more difficult to walk, I think, but this is what the Great Wall of China should look like. But here I'm standing on the original Great Wall of China. Like, people 600 years ago were standing on this exact same brickwork, this exact same step. Okay, so here's a little update. So here's like a exit gate. Now, we started here at the brick crenelle tower. We've walked through all of this part of the Great Wall to here. This is Huchuan Tower I've just passed. You can exit here, but we're going to keep walking a little bit further to East 5 Window Tower. This will take me to the east gate of Jinshanling. Look at this monstrosity. It's so steep, and looks like half the stairs are missing. Okay, I'm trying to show you how steep it actually is, but it's going to be tough. But this is from the footpath, well, from ground level. This is almost vertical. What the hell? Look at this. Surely you can tell on camera. Oh my god, this is crazy. So I'm only halfway up, but that's the view down and the view all the way across. Beautiful. Okay, so we've reached the east gate exit. The Great Wall keeps going on and on and on along the ridgeline right at the back. We'll be walking, I guess, down there. So another kilometer to walk back to the east gate exit. Okay, so I've reached the east gate exit. It didn't take very long. Now I'm going to have to find a way to get to Gubeiku, so Gubei train station. It's about 15 kilometers away, so I guess I'll be paying a similar price. Okay, so I've arrived at Gubeiku train station. Now I had to pay 100 yuan to get the taxi here. They try to say traffic jams again, no traffic jams, but then what made me agree was because between Hebei and Beijing provinces, I guess, they check everyone's ID going into Beijing for security. And of course, having a passport, it takes a bit longer, so that was their excuse for charging 100 yuan, even though it only cost me 80 earlier for the same, even longer distance. Is what it is. Now I'm at the train station waiting for my train back to Beijing. So let me give you some tips if you're wanting to visit Jinshanling, and hopefully it will be smoother than what it was for me, because it took me 6 hours to get here this morning. So first, don't try to get a bus from Domzemen station on a weekday. It's impossible. There's no buses there. There is a weekend bus and a bus on holidays, which goes from there. So if you're going on a weekend, go there. But again, I would say after my experience, try and book ahead. Ask your accommodation to book. You can see the details on the board from earlier in the video. But especially if you're going during the weekday, get a train. Now the trains leave very early. It was like 6:30 or 7:30 is the train, and there's only one train to Gubeiku. But I think that's the easiest option. And then the train back to Beijing's not until 5:20, so you'll have a lot of time to enjoy yourselves at the Great Wall. The ticket back to Beijing's only 10 or 12 yuan, same coming here, so that's very cheap. Whereas the bus I got was 48 yuan for the same length of time pretty much. So the only real cost will be the taxi to and from the train station to Jinshanling, which will be 100 at the most. Don't agree to anything more than that. All in, you could do it for less than 300 yuan for one person. It might take a little bit longer, it might not be as direct, but as you saw from the video, it is so quiet. There are hardly any tourists. Part of the wall has been left untouched, so you get a real great feeling of what the Great Wall would be like if we didn't keep renovating it, which I think is amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps you when you come here and go to the Great Wall of China. Come to Jinshanling, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you at the next stop. Bye for now.